What up, everybody? This is my Q&A video where I answer your questions. I should be able to answer all of them that were left before I close submission, but that is a lot, so let's just jump right in. Also, there were two questions that were asked that I am going to make into a separate video eventually. Let me read them off. If you could, would you try to make a video about how you would make a villain in the Ruby universe? And then, how would you rewrite Ruby if you could? So I tried what both of these comments are asking, and it was pretty fun, but it took a long time. So there will eventually be a video that goes up where I go over some basic changes I would make and then try to create my own villain. Alright, so let's hop right in. If you had to be stuck on a desert island with any of the Ruby characters with only basic survival supplies, who would you want to get stuck with? Fuck, well, I like Ruby, but she'd get annoying. Yang would get annoying. Crow would bring misfortune. Blake just wouldn't talk to me. Oh, I know. How about Jean? Yeah, then it'd be like, hey, we're both losers, so we got something in common. Yeah, he would do. Assuming there's no dangerous wildlife to fight on this desert island. Who do you think is a better leader, Jean or Ruby? Jean is better at strategy, Ruby is better at inspiration and group morale. They're both serviceable. Out of all the Ruby characters, who would you rather be, and which is your favorite character of Ruby? Basically the same question. My favorite character... I've struggled with this question for a while. I don't know. Pick one out of Jean, Ruby, Neo, Crow, Emerald, or Weiss. As for which I'd rather be, well, I wouldn't really want to be anyone in this world since it's all going to shit. But if I had to pick someone, it would be Neptune, I guess. He seems happy enough. Also, which series do you want to do videos of? It's not really that I want to do a video on any particular series. It's just that I don't want my every video to be on Ruby, you know? I love this show, but I like to analyze other things too. Are you working on any personal creative projects? Excellent question. As a matter of fact, I am. It's very early in development still, so I won't give out too many details, but it's like Norse zombie apocalypse, if that makes any sense. That's all I'm going to say for now. What are some other shows/series besides Ruby that you like? Any favorites? Well, my favorite show is Ruby, but my second favorite show, and the one that I think has the most quality, is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I also really like My Hero Academia and Gravity Falls. Jessica Jones, that's another one. I really like that show. As for favorite movies, I really like the original Iron Man. Kung Fu Panda gets way less attention than it deserves. And Curse of the Black Pearl is pretty awesome. Books. Well, a big reason why I wanted to be a writer as a kid in the first place is because of Percy Jackson, so I've been keeping up with that universe for a while. Love Harry Potter, how could you not? My two favorite books are a book called Canyons by Gary Paulson and a book called A Monster Calls that got made into a movie. Favorite games? Well, Undertale is awesome. I've watched like 7 different playthroughs of it. I've always been a huge fan of Bungie's Halo games. Oh, and also, I play both Hearthstone and Overwatch like it's a lifestyle. How do you think you should make a good antagonist without making people want to see the antagonist win? Well, it really just depends on what you're trying to do with your antagonist, since whether you pull off whatever angle you're taking is usually how you measure how good they are. I'd like to think that if your antagonist is doing bad things, then no matter how well-written or charismatic they may be, the audience will probably root against them. What's your prediction of the major plot twist in Volume 5? Shit, I don't know. Assuming there is a major plot twist in Volume 5. What if Raven doesn't just have access to the Spring Maiden? What if she is the Spring Maiden? Whoa. Yeah, and other than that, nothing feasible really comes to mind. Do you think Pyrrha is coming back? Nope. No, I do not. What do you think is going to happen with Oscar and his relationship with the rest of the cast? I actually really like the angle they're taking with Oscar, with him wanting to learn to be a huntsman. Something that I realized is that Oscar and Ruby are probably around the same age, so there could be a fun relationship there. Not necessarily a romantic relationship, but they could have some fun with Ruby being like this tiny little girl, and Oscar being like, well, okay, well, if I have to spar with someone, I might as well pick someone my age, and then she just absolutely whips his ass or something. There could be a fun, look how far I've come moment with Jean watching Oscar fumble and fail and realizing that that is exactly him in Volume 1. Also, the relationship between Crow and Oscar is already just golden, and all we've seen is a brief end credits scene, but I think these two have amazing chemistry, if that's the right word. What do you think about White Rose? Don't care about it. Like, I'm not actively against it, but I also don't really care if it happens. which is basically my opinion on every ship except Renora. What are some of your hobbies? And second question, if you could change one thing about Ruby, what would it be? Don't hate me for asking about Ruby. I don't hate you for asking about Ruby, don't be silly. My hobbies include... archery, hiking, search and rescue, biking. I like to write essays about fiction and write my very own fiction. I take Taekwondo and love it. I want to be a stunt coordinator as an adult, so I like to just go in my backyard and choreograph random ideas. I watch a lot of YouTube, and I play video games, as you can probably deduce from the gameplay footage playing right now. The one thing I would change about Ruby is I'd give Volume 3, 4, and beyond the fight scenes they deserve. Because while the new animators aren't doing a bad job, it's just nothing compared to what Monty could give us. So, yeah, I guess the one thing I would do to change Ruby is resurrect Monty. Jeez, that was depressing. Is there any series you plan to talk about or would want to? If so, which ones? I want to do a video on all of the Marvel Netflix shows, but beyond that, I don't really have any plans. As for that video idea, I have considered doing a video on the differences between different creative mediums, but I wouldn't count on it coming out anytime soon, if at all. What are some hidden talents of yours, like story writing, art, music, etc.? Sorry, I couldn't think of anything better to ask. This is the first video I've seen from you. Very well made, BTW, and I plan on sticking around for both your past and future videos. Thanks, fam. Hidden talents? I'm strangely talented at whistling, fake laughing, bullshitting my way through school, controlling my crazy grandmother, and I guess I'm kinda okay at fight choreography. I wouldn't really say I'm talented at writing, since it took me so much grit and effort to get to the place I have with analyzing and writing stories, so it wasn't really a natural thing. I noticed you got a new mic. My question is, how did you record before? Was it straight from a desk, or did you hang out in a closet? Nope, it was straight from the desk. I didn't go in the closet just because my closet is too small, and I think it wouldn't have mattered since the crappy audio comes from my computer running right next to the built-in microphone. What's your favorite thing about being a YouTuber and being able to create your own YouTube community? Man, do I have to pick just one? I think I'm gonna go with that feeling I get that people actually want to hear what I have to say and enjoy my content. It really is an incredible thing that I can actually accomplish that for some of you. Do you have any pets? And if you don't, do you want any? I do! I have a big fluffy dog named Roxy. She's a little bit of a wimp. She runs from cats. And her tail. What exactly is your goal for this channel? Why exactly did you become a YouTuber? What made you inspired to really get into YouTube? The reason I started making YouTube videos is because I watched a bunch of video essays and really liked them. And then, whenever I discover, like, a new creative thing, my first thought is always, I should try to make my own. It happened with video games, and it was a colossal failure, but at least now I know a little bit more about game design. The reason I wanted to start writing is because I sat down Percy Jackson and said, hey, I should try that, and then enjoyed it and stuck with it for a while. And the same goes for YouTube. I really just made videos because I liked it, and that's still the case. I don't really have a goal for this channel, so I'm really just going to keep making videos because I enjoy doing so. And now you guys actually watching them has become part of my enjoyment. Excellent questions, friend. Do you enjoy eating tacos or burritos more? Tacos. Pancakes or waffles? I'm going to go with waffles. Do you have any other YouTubers you enjoy watching, and what do you admire or enjoy about their content? Oh fuck, don't even get me started. Within the Ruby community, I love watching Murder of Birds. He's the only React channel that isn't cancerous because of all the genuine passion he has for the things he reacts to. It's really no surprise that Kruby took notice of him. Let Me Know makes really incredible factual videos that are super relaxing and interesting and well-researched. I watch a lot of the Achievement Hunter stuff. Mother's Basement is one of the reasons I wanted to write video essays. Reality Punch also makes pretty good video essays. He used to make an abridged Attack on Titan series, but now he makes this animated show called Fistmaster that's shockingly entertaining for being basically made by one person. Salty Fish makes really good gaming content, and there's this owl called Shammy who makes game reviews that are pretty on the nose and funny. Also Donkey. Donkey is pretty funny, but it's actually his video essay style videos that I like the most because he's very skilled at saying a lot in a short amount of time and making it entertaining. Also, gotta plug this guy, Robo Raccoon. He's a pretty small channel and he doesn't upload often, but some of his videos are legitimately fucking hilarious.
He can't do anything!
Frank?
He can't leave!
Frank.
Colin? Oh.
I was just putting in my CC.
This wall, dude.
Dude, ready?
No, don't let him leave.
Also, I'm in some of them, because I know him in real life.
I do so...
God damn it!
Favorite power / ability? Favorite element, favorite martial art, favorite weapon, favorite creature from any folklore, possibly give a reason if you feel like it. Favorite power, mind control. I think it's absolutely horrifying and awesome. Favorite element? I'm gonna have to go with ice. Bet you guys never would have guessed that. Favorite martial art? I'm a little biased since I've only ever learned one, and I intend to change that, but Taekwondo. Favorite weapon? I'm gonna go with nunchucks because I happen to actually know how to use them. Pretty cool. My favorite weapon to choreograph with, though, is the sword. Favorite creature? Easy. Dragon. I have a dragon necklace that I wear literally every time I leave the house, which isn't often. What did you think of Captain America's Civil War? I thought it wasn't as bad as some people are saying, but I also thought it wasn't quite as good as some people are saying. I thought it was better than Age of Ultron, at least. And I also liked it enough to watch it twice, so really just as a Marvel movie, it's perfectly serviceable. Thoughts on Alien, if you've ever seen it? Or Jurassic Park? I have not seen either of them. Actually, I saw Jurassic Park when I was a little kid, and it scared the shit out of me, so I guess it was good. Is it just me, or does it seem like RWBY has a disproportionately large fandom for the size and popularity of the show? Secondary question, if so, why does RWBY have such a massive fan base and so much participation by the fans? It is kind of disproportionately large, isn't it? I think it just comes as a result of RWBY being super different, well-marketed, and made by Rooster Teeth, who already have a large audience and amazing community. How tall and old are you? I am currently 17 years old, and last I checked I was about 5'10", but that was a while ago, so I might be taller now. Also, my name is Tanner, in case you didn't know that, but I much prefer the online alias Blizzic. Gonna be that guy who asks about RWBY, but you don't need to make your reply in video format. Have you considered the way Weiss uses so many unnecessary flourishes in the Weiss trailer? Not my idea, but some people have said that it's her attempt at mimicking Winter, as she's already a huntress, and Weiss wishes to be as strong and whatnot as her elder sister, especially since being a huntress is a ticket out of the Shinyi Mansion. Yeah, good observation, man. I wish I'd thought of putting that in the video. I kind of subconsciously noticed that, but never really put it into words. So where do you think/hope this channel will go? You seem to put a pretty significant effort into your videos, and I really like what you're doing here, so I wanted to see what your plans are for the future. Thanks. I mentioned it earlier, but I don't really have plans. I'm kind of just going to keep making videos because I like it. I do have a couple of unique video ideas that I know I want to make one day, but I don't really have the editing skill or software to pull them off right now, so that'll just be a thing in the future, I'm sure. Which character is the most realistic in terms of character development backstory? Most realistic? Well, Weiss's whole personality, backstory, situation, and motive seems to echo real life pretty well. I'm not really sure if that's what you meant. What was your aim when you started your YouTube channel? Make videos. For fun. And find an excuse to talk to myself while I play Skyrim. Are you a potato? Yeah, dude, I'm a potato. Are there any kind of pet peeves that you have that really bother you when it comes to storytelling or game design? The second question is a little more personal if you don't mind, but I was curious to know what kind of degree/career you're going to college for and what made you decide on that. Okay, so storytelling and game design pet peeves are simple, artificial lengtheners. Whenever it feels like the movie or show or game is wasting your time with pointless bullshit, it makes me want to ram my head into a wall. It's really the reason I have so much trouble playing Pokemon these days. As for college, I haven't really given it a lot of thought. I mentioned I want to be a stunt coordinator, but for that I need to work my way through Hollywood, so I don't really know where to begin there. But luckily I happen to know some people in the industry. I won't say who, for the sake of privacy, but they've worked on some pretty big things, like Star Trek and Braveheart. Pretty awesome if you ask me. What other things are you planning on tackling? I mentioned this in my 500 subs video, but I want to review Hollow Knight and eventually prove this asshole wrong about Volume 3. Both of those won't be out for a while, though. As for soon-to-come videos, well, I guess you'll just have to stick around and find out. What's your top 5 favorite anime and favorite type of music? Top 5 favorite anime? Well, this isn't an exact list, but here you go. The kind of music I generally listen to is soundtracks from movies and games. Also the RWBY music. Favorite character in any show, movie, book series, whatever? Someone went and did it. Someone asked the impossible question. I cannot pick just one, so here's a list. Riza Hawkeye, Percy Jackson, Lelouch v. Britannia, Captain Jack Sparrow, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Undyne, GLaDOS, Tony Stark, Annie Leonhardt. Probably forgot someone. Anyway, I want to know what inspired your username, and if you went through a couple iterations, and what they were, before you settled on one you like. Cheers from Oz. Oh shit, Oz is in Australia? That's awesome! Cheers from the United States. The story behind my username is that I was a young, stupid kid and thought I would add the words Mythic and Blizzard together because I thought they sounded cool and wanted to theme my new channel around ice. Of course, I didn't get around to actually making that channel for a while, but the name stuck, and now it's my online alias. I wish I had a cooler story than that, but whatevs. Have you heard of an older show called Gungrave? Nope, but maybe I'll look into it one day. Right now, my watch later list is longer than the fucking Silk Road. Can you do a video on My Hero Academia? I mentioned it in the anime video, and I'll be mentioning it again in the future, but if the show keeps being as popular as it has been recently, I might do a full video on it one day. Can you explain your thoughts about animation with more depth, and do you think it has a future? Well, I don't really know what to say beyond Ruby finally has the incredible visuals it deserves. As I've mentioned, the character animation is still just a little stiff and wonky, but they're getting better with every season, and they put so much effort into it that asking for more from them is honestly just kind of rude. Do I think it has a future? Of course, the show's not over yet, so it definitely has a future. And if you meant animation as a whole, then yes, its growing popularity seems to suggest that we'll see some really cool animated things in the future. Where do you live? I'm definitely not a psychopath. I value my privacy, so I'll just say I live somewhere in the grand state of California. I'm also totally not a psychopath. If you had to kill one person, who would it be? Cinder, Torchwick, Neo, or Salem? Salem, of course. I want to save Remnant and make all these poor little characters happy. How much effort/time goes into your analysis videos, and did you visit any writing classes? Oddly enough, during the process of making a video, the part that takes the longest is just concepting, gathering my thoughts, and coming up with the idea, because that normally happens over a couple of days. Then I have to sit down and write the script for the damn thing, which, depending on the length of the video, will usually end up taking 3 to 4 hours, but if it's particularly difficult to write the script, as was the case with the villains video, it can take a lot longer than that. Recording takes around an hour since I fuck up a lot, and then clip gathering and editing can take anywhere from 7 to 14 hours depending on how many clips I need to get my hands on, how hard it is to do so, and what goes wrong along the way. Without the coming up with the idea phase, that adds up to about 10 to 17 hours per video. And no, I haven't taken any serious writing classes, but I have done a boatload of research on the subject, practiced a lot, and read several books, my favorite of which is Screenwriting 101 by Film Crit Hulk. I've mentioned it before, and I'll probably mention it again, because it is my personal storytelling bible. I love it. Alright, that's gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. If you made it all the way through this whole Q&A, congratulations. I don't know how you did it, but I'm impressed. Thank you all for your wonderful questions. I guess I'll see you in the next one.